Welcome to Kingdom Treasures, where we uncover profound stories from the Bible that shape our understanding of faith and divine justice. Today, we're delving into a remarkable account from the book of Judges. As written in Judges 1:4-7. Then Judah went up, and the Lord gave the Canaanites and the Perizzites into their hand, and they defeated 10,000 of them at Bezek. They found Adoni-Bezek at Bezek, and fought against him, and defeated the Canaanites and the Perizzites. This is the story of Adoni-Bezek, a powerful Canaanite king whose tale serves as a stark reminder of divine justice and the consequences of human cruelty. His story unfolds in the tumultuous period of Israel's history, teaching us timeless lessons about pride, power, and ultimate accountability. Our story unfolds in the aftermath of Joshua's death, during a critical transition period for the Israelites. This era represents a pivotal moment, as the Israelites are faced with the challenge of establishing themselves in the Promised Land without the unifying leadership of Joshua. The city of Bezek was strategically located approximately 12 miles from Shechem, in the northern region of Canaan. This area was not just geographically significant, but also crucial for economic and military considerations. The name Adoni-Bezek itself carries significant meaning, as it translates literally to Lord of Bezek. This suggests a title imbued with authority and distinction, likely signifying a royal status rather than a mere personal name. Adoni-Bezek rose to become one of the most feared rulers in the region, a reputation built not only on his martial prowess, but also on his strategic cunning. His reign was marked by unprecedented military success and territorial expansion, a period during which he transformed his kingdom into a formidable power. His ability to inspire terror in neighboring kingdoms was not solely due to his military conquests. It was also because of the psychological impact of his ruthless tactics and unyielding ambition. Under his leadership, Bezek rose to prominence, leading many to view him as an invincible warlord whose decisions shaped the fate of Canaanite politics. His military prowess was legendary, but it was his treatment of defeated rulers that earned him particular notoriety. In a display of absolute dominance, Adoni-Bezek captured an astonishing 70 kings. These captures were not just strategic victories, they were personal triumphs for Adoni-Bezek. What set him apart was his signature form of humiliation, the systematic mutilation of his captured rivals. His distaste for his enemies manifested in brutal physical retribution. He would order the cutting off of their thumbs and big toes, a practice that went beyond mere cruelty. The significance of this mutilation was profound. It physically prevented these rulers from wielding weapons effectively, rendering them incapable of combat or self-defense. The act symbolically stripped them of their dignity and power, leaving them defenseless in broader social contexts and reducing their status from rulers to mere shadows of their former selves. These mutilated kings were then forced to gather food scraps under Adoni-Bezek's table, like dogs begging for crumbs, a powerful image of complete subjugation. Such humiliations were carefully designed to break the spirit of these once proud leaders. Forced into such degrading circumstances, the former kings symbolically enacted their fall from grace each day, a constant reminder of their incapacity and defeat. In his court, Adoni-Bezek maintained a tangible display of his dominance, ensuring all were aware that no power could usurp his control. The Lord spoke to the tribes of Judah and Simeon, commanding them to take action against the Canaanite territories. This divine directive set in motion the events that would lead to Adoni-Bezek's downfall. The command was not merely an instruction, it was a promise of divine support, promising victory for those who rose against the oppressive ruler. The Israelite forces launched a coordinated assault on Bezek, entering the confrontation emboldened by their faith and the assurance that they were acting on divine instruction. Despite the king's military experience and fortified position, the Lord gave victory to his people. The clash was not only a battle of forces, but of divine will against the tyranny of a man. The mighty Adoni-Bezek, who had caused so many to tremble, now found himself on the losing side of battle. His defeat was not just a loss of a battle. It was a revelation of the limits of earthly power when set against a heavenly mandate. In a profound display of poetic justice, the Israelites captured Adoni-Bezek and subjected him to the very punishment he had inflicted on so many others. They cut off his thumbs and big toes, leading to one of the most remarkable confessions in biblical literature. As recorded in Scripture, Adoni-Bezek declared, 70 kings with their thumbs and big toes cut off used to gather scraps under my table. As I have done, so God has repaid me. This powerful acknowledgement of divine justice reveals his recognition of God's hand in his punishment. This account powerfully illustrates the biblical principle of divine retribution. The Hebrew concept of measure for measure justice is clearly demonstrated in Adoni-Bezek's story. His punishment perfectly matched his crimes, highlighting God's perfect justice. This ancient story carries profound relevance for our modern world. It warns us about the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of treating others with dignity and respect. The pride that led to Adoni-Bezek's cruel treatment of others ultimately led to his own downfall. In our contemporary context, we might not be cutting off thumbs and toes, but we must examine how we use our influence and authority over others. Do we build others up, or do we tear them down? Do we serve with humility, or do we lord our position over others? The story of Adoni-Bezek serves as a powerful reminder that divine justice, while sometimes delayed, is always perfect in its execution. His acknowledgement of God's righteousness in his punishment demonstrates that even the proudest heart can be brought to recognition of divine authority. As we close today's exploration of this fascinating biblical account, let us remember the words from Galatians 6:7. Do not be deceived, God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Thank you for joining us today on Kingdom Treasures. If you found value in this exploration of biblical truth, please consider subscribing to our channel and sharing this video with others who might benefit from these timeless lessons. Remember, every story in Scripture has been preserved for our instruction, and even in the account of a Canaanite king's downfall, we find precious treasures of wisdom for our lives today.